Breaking news. Igboho supporters protest in Ibadan. Calls for unconditional release. I mean, it's about time. I don't know what the federal government, what they are doing with this Igboho thing. All the deceits around this thing is so unbelievable. And yet, Tinubu will go to Nigerians, Yorubas, asking that they should vote for him and what have you. Why the person who give the people a ray of hope? When all these things with, injustice, oppression are going on, you've never said a word with regards to the Fulani's oppression. Yet we are hearing endorsement left, right, and center. Igboho is wallowing in prison and nobody is saying anything. The governors, everybody has gotten into their own routine and has forgotten our very own brother. He was not speaking for himself to make himself some lord. He was speaking for the people. And guess what? He's being treated in this undisdained manner as though he's a common criminal. Even criminals in this country are treated better because they have immunity with Buhari. Those who are killing people and collecting ransom are treated better with Buhari. This is absurd. This is wrong. What is wrong is wrong. There's no other name for it. When something is wrong, it is wrong. Nigerians, we need to speak out. Sunday Igboho and Kano are unlawfully being detained and treated like animals. Yet we are all silent and quiet, and allowing this injustice to play out is wrong. Please do not forget to give us a thumbs up, subscribe if this is your first time. Thank you. Igboho supporters protest in Ibadan, called for unconditional release. Igboho is currently in detention in Benin Republic over issues boiling on illegal immigration, among other offenses put on him by Nigerian government. The protesters, who were mostly youths, carried placards with various inscriptions demanding the immediate release of the activists currently in custody in the Benin Republic. They stated that they started the protests from the residence of Igboho, situated at the Soko area of Ibadan, and marched towards the toll gates on Ibadan Expressway. The news agency of Nigeria, NAN, reports that the protesting youths were singing solidarity song calling for the federal government to facilitate the release of Igboho from the custody of Benin Republic. One of the protesters, who identified himself as Karim Adeshokwe, urged Yoruba leaders and other meaningful Nigerians to prevail on the federal government to champion the release of the activists. Adeshokwe said the recent news reports that the activist was sick should be a source of concern to all patriotic Nigerians, adding that the activist should not be allowed to die in detention. He said Igboho was innocent of all the crimes against him, saying that he should not be treated like a common criminal. According to him, Igboho fundamental human rights are being grossly abused and everybody watches on as though nothing is happening. NAN reports that the protest was, however, peaceful. The protesters later returned to Igboho's residence where they dispatched after the protest. And it's a real one. It's a real call. Okay, it's a real sincere and genuine call. Every one of us, we just have to be real intentional about this. We cannot allow our own to just be treated disdain and allowed to wallow. Buhari will not leave his son in detention for such a long time. I remember precisely when Buhari's son, nobody sent him, he had an accident with a bike. How everything that day was on a standstill. Every single thing that day was on a standstill. And he went to look after his son and they flew him abroad immediately. Now the report has come that Igboho's health is failing. Okay, due to injury he sustained when all this, raiding, because now we know that all these unknown gunmen, some of them are not even Nigerian military officers. We are, because from Odili's whole experience now, we know that they are fake officers that government officials use to go and raid people's, residence. That's why they are called unknown gunmen. We are beginning to identify now that there are some unpaid elements in Nigerian government. Okay, we call them unknown gunmen, but really and truly, when Mary Odili's issue happened, and they know that somebody has to go down, we saw the unknown gunmen. They became known. 14 of them precisely were paraded. So who are those still unknown gunmen that went to Igboho's residence and his home? Who are the unknown gunmen? In that process, he injured And he was trying to go to Germany to look after himself when he was detained. His wife has since been released, but we heard that powerful Nigerians are keeping him there. I mean, this is why the youth went there and said Nigerian government should do something. It was a peaceful call, it was a peaceful protest. All the Yoruba governors and the rest of them, what are they doing? What I mean, it's not, we're not putting it on you that you must believe in the call for breaking up of Nigeria. I mean, this man was only doing it because of the way people were treated. He was one person. How many of you have given children scholarship, even with your position? How many of you have helped somebody genuinely, change the life of the people you have opportunity to change as a governor, as a senator? How many of you have done it? This man gave some children scholarship when he saw that they were into drugs and into all kinds of vices and their lives were in jeopardy because there was no direction. There are no recreational things being provided by the government. There is nothing to stimulate learning. There is nothing to support these youth, these teenagers. Some of them have no parents. Overseas, there is what we call the Child Care Act by the government. A child that has no parents to look after them are adequately taken care of by the government. By the government unconditionally. The government is responsible to see to it that such a child does not lack anything. Talk about anything as far to sport activities, as far to getting themselves in recreational activities, as far to getting into clubs. You want to do judo, swimming, the government makes those things available so that you're not less than your equal because your parents are into drug, your parents are inadequate, or they did not do what they should do. You get what I mean? So the government have a sense of responsibility. I'm not saying that it's all crystal clean and white or gold on it. But guess what? There is a system in place to a large extent. What do we have in place to sustain and to help our people? What do we have in place for children who live with abusive parents? What do we have in place? And now look at what is happening. People, common men and women in the society, not a government official, not anybody particular. Igboho picked these people and began to support them, you see. Picked up these youths and began to support them. Give them a sense of belonging and, bringing them to that position to help them regain and know who they are. And guess what? This is the very person the federal government is now putting and languishing in cell. Please, guys, speak up. Leave us a comment. Do not forget to like us, share, subscribe. Click on the notification button. God bless you. Bye for now.